Can you imagine a world where every sunrise was a gamble, where every nightfall meant predators creeping in the dark, and where your entire family's future could be lost in a single careless step? Millions of years ago, this was reality. Prehistoric humans lived on the edge of existence, in a world that tested every heartbeat, every breath, every decision. How did they survive in a land ruled not by them, but by the beasts that stalked them? The savanna awakens before the sun has even broken the horizon. The air is cool, dew clings to the grass, and mist curls low over the earth. A band of early humans stirs from sleep beneath the shelter of an overhanging rock. The embers of last night's fire smolder, faint red glowing in the shadows. A woman crouches low, blowing softly, coaxing life back into the coals. Sparks flare, then a flame rises. The group exhales in relief. The fire lives. Without it, they would face the night's dangers defenseless. With it, they have warmth, safety, and a fragile line of protection against the wild. Fire is their lifeline, but it is also fragile. One gust of rain, one careless step, and it could vanish. To lose fire is to return to terror. What if your family's survival depended on nothing more than a bowl of smoldering coals? The group numbers no more than 20. Men with lean, muscular bodies scarred from countless hunts. Women carrying infants in hide slings, their faces weathered by sun and smoke. Children huddled together, learning by watching, mimicking every action of their elders. And the elder himself, stooped with age, sharp-eyed, his hands still shaping stone with precision. They are bound together not by choice, but by necessity. Alone, none would last. Together, they carry the fragile thread of survival forward. Hunger pushes them into motion. The hunters heft spears hardened in fire, chipped stone axes strapped to their sides. Their prey is not yet decided. It will be chosen by the tracks found, by the signs in the grass, by chance itself. They jog across the plains, steady and relentless. Unlike the predators who sprint and tire quickly, they are persistence hunters. Their secret weapon is endurance. With every mile, their prey overheats, while they cool themselves with sweat. This strange gift sets them apart from almost every creature on Earth. Back at camp, the women and children scatter across the grasslands. Digging sticks probe for roots. Sharp eyes search for berries and nuts. Every find is precious. Food is never guaranteed. Even insects and grubs are gathered, chewed, and shared. Children play at imitation, cracking sticks together, pounding stones, pretending at the work of survival. In this world, play is practice, and practice is life. But the savanna is never empty. Predators shadow their every step. Lions, larger than those of today, stalk the herds of antelope. Saber-toothed cats lurk in the tall grass, their fangs like ivory knives. Hyenas follow from a distance, waiting for weakness. Crocodiles lie unseen in the rivers, their armored backs blending with the flow. Even the sky brings danger. Giant eagles sweep down on the smallest, talons ready. It is easy to imagine humans as rulers of their world. But the truth is more shocking. They were prey. Every moment, every choice was survival balanced against annihilation. What if every meal you sought meant risking becoming a meal yourself? The hunters find their target, a small herd of antelope grazing near a waterhole. They move carefully, closing the distance, then surge forward. The herd bolts, but the hunters do not sprint. They run at a steady pace, driving one animal apart, following it mile after mile. Hours pass. The sun climbs high, the prey falters. Foam drips from its mouth, legs trembling. At last, it stumbles. Spears arc through the air. Points pierce flesh. The animal collapses, blood steaming in the heat. The hunters roar in triumph. But victory is never secure. Hyenas emerge from the grass, their laughter echoing, their eyes fixed on the fresh kill. The hunters snarl, raising spears, shouting guttural cries. For a moment, the two species face each other, predators and prey reversed. Then the hyenas retreat, biding their time. The hunters work fast, slicing meat, cracking bones for marrow, eating raw liver on the spot to refuel, then hauling what they can back to camp. The band gathers around the fire, roasting meat, smoke rising in columns. Children gnaw on small scraps, wide-eyed with delight. The elder cracks open a bone, scooping the rich marrow, handing it to a young girl. Her brain and body will grow stronger with every nutrient. Around the fire, shadows flicker. Hunters mimic the chase, spears thrusting, animals falling, the laughter of children mixing with the crackle of flames. This is more than food. This is culture being born. What if this moment, retelling the hunt in firelight, was the first spark of storytelling, the first shadow of myth? As the sun sinks low, danger returns. The savanna belongs to predators at night. The band huddles together, firebrands lifted, spears braced. Hyenas circle, their laughter unnerving. Lions prowl at the edge of the glow, eyes gleaming gold. The tension is suffocating. The fire roars, sparks flying into the night, the only wall between the humans and the jaws waiting in the dark. Suddenly the grass erupts. A lioness lunges, muscles rippling, teeth flashing. She crashes into a hunter, claws raking his chest. He falls, roaring in pain. Another thrusts a spear, sinking it deep into her side. She snarls, staggering back, blood spraying across the firelight. Sparks explode upward as firebrands swing, driving the predator into retreat. The hunter lies bleeding, his breath ragged. Women rush to him, chewing herbs, pressing pulp into the wounds, binding them with hides. Infection is the enemy now, as deadly as teeth. The fire burns low as the night stretches on. The predator eyes linger, but none dare breach the circle again. The hunter moans, drifting in and out of fever. The elder presses a poultice of clay and leaves to the wound, hoping the earth itself will draw out the sickness. Children whimper, mothers rock them, the smell of blood thick in the air. When dawn finally breaks, relief is tempered with exhaustion. The hunters who remain strong must rise again. The wounded man will be carried if he can walk no more. But thirst gnaws at their throats and water must be found. The band moves as one, fire cradled carefully in bark and clay, the embers glowing weak but alive. The river they reach is swollen with rain, its surface brown and churning. They approach cautiously, spears probing the shallows. A ripple spreads across the surface. A dark shape shifts beneath the flow. Crocodiles. The crossing must be swift, precise, desperate. The mothers clutch children high against their chests. Hunters jab spears at the water. Fire raised above their heads. One crocodile lunges, jaws snapping, water exploding upward. Spears strike, wood splinters, the beast thrashes, then vanishes into the depths. The band stumbles onto the far bank, shaking, dripping, but alive. The fire still smolders. The children still breathe. Rain begins to fall. Heavy drops hammer the earth, turning dust to mud. The fire sputters, nearly drowning. Hunters crouch over it, shielding it with their bodies, feeding it dry grass hidden beneath hides. For long minutes, survival balances on a spark. Then, with a hiss and a curl of smoke, flames rise once more. Relief surges. Fire lives. Humanity lives. As night falls again, they find shelter beneath a cliff face. Meat roasts, herbs are chewed and applied to wounds. Children curl close to mothers. The fire throws shadows against stone. Hunters reenact the lioness attack. Spears thrusting. Firebrands swinging. Children laugh nervously, eyes wide, learning through story what survival means. Around the flames, memory becomes teaching. Teaching becomes culture, and culture becomes the thin shield that separates them from oblivion. This was life millions of years ago. Brutal, fragile, short, but filled with triumph. Every predator faced, every river crossed, Every ember carried was another step toward the future. Homo erectus was not yet fully human, but they were the bridge. They endured storms, beasts, hunger, and fear, carrying with them not only tools and fire but the first sparks of imagination and unity. So ask yourself, what if you had been born into this world? Could you have stood against the lion's charge, carried fire through a storm, or crossed the crocodile's river with a child clutched to your chest? Could you have survived hunger, wounds, and endless fear? For them there was no choice. To struggle was to survive. And in their survival, the story of humanity began.